Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I'm a guitar enthusiast, player, I repair, build, modify. I'm new to all of it over the last 4 years. Had a lot of fun. I've got some things to share, some projects, some worthy, some not so much, depending on what you think is worthy and not. Things to build, things to fix, some with troubles. Gonna take some work, but I got a plan. So, like, share, subscribe, make a channel for me, motivate me, let's get going. I've got something to show you today. Okay, so I'm back at the bench, as they say. Thanks for joining in. So I'm going to build this thing out. I have two of these, and I also have another LP-style Chinese guitar with an American flag on it that I'd like to get done before the 4th of July. I'm using this as a test bed to do what I want to do with this before I dig into that one. So I want to install this harness, and it is a harness that I had made to accept Gibson pickups, Gibson ground, Gibson jack, Gibson switch. It's all in there. It replicates basically the Gibson HP4 circuit. And I'll put this up. I'll try to remember to add this in, squeeze this into the film, but that's what it does. The four things that I want on this are the coil splits, the out of phase option, and the inner outer coil selection. So the inner outer coil selection, as you'd expect, if you're in the middle position on the switch, you can select by pulling the pot. You can select the outer coils or the inner coils. If you're on one humbucker split, so let's say the down position, the bridge position, you can use that to select either one of these. It's subtle, but it's noticeable, and all these effects are more noticeable in how they play with amps and pedals. But what that's going to let me do on this is what I want to do is I'm going to route another pickup in here. And what that's going to get is it's going to get a humbucker sized P90. And the way I'm going to work that is one humbucker will be wired as a single humbucker. It's not going to split. It's going to be a 2-wire humbucker basically. And that's going to take one side of the neck position. And then the P90, humbucker style P90, is going to take the other side of the neck position. So that when I split it, I go from humbucker and P90 to just humbucker. And if I use that inner outer coil selection on that, it turns off the humbucker and I get the P90. And likewise, so this will remain a humbucker that will split, and when I use this in the middle position, I can use the inner outer coil selection to choose between. So in the middle position, I get both the P90 and the humbucker. If I split it, I get one or the other, and I can use, in the middle position, I get, in the middle position, I could choose whether to use the inner or outer coil with that P90. And if I'm in just the bridge position on the switch, I get just, the inner outer coil selection, if I have it split, will give me either coil. So that gets pretty complicated. Too much for a video, but better to demo when it's done. But that's the harness, and it doesn't fit in here. These are American pots, so they have the wider shaft. So I need to widen those holes to fit that. And what I have is a a Dremel with a tapered sanding piece. That's gonna widen that out for me. And the reason I want to use that instead of a drill is because, excuse me, is because I find drills want to walk and wobble and go one way or the other. This will be self-centering. I'll burn up a couple going through it, but that's no big deal. And then it'll be self-centering, and that'll get that right down through there. It's going to take a little bit, but it should work. So that's the plan. I'm going to get to it, and I'll be back. And I'm going to do a little bit at a time so it doesn't heat up. Like I said, I'll be back. Let that cool off. Take that out. Won't need that. So I went through 2 of those. One had already been in there, and then started a third just to finish it up. And we're good to go. And I think the sanding barrel there also prevents chipping on the finish. So that's cool, I think. And let's just do a quick check fit on this. Oh yeah, I'll give you a look at as much as I can. Looks nice. Nice maple neck, really smooth. Bolt on is what it is, and it's kind of thin. But that looks deep enough to fit my PCB. Let's check her out. Oh yeah, and just to point out something nice about these is, I don't know if you can see, but that cavity is big enough to fit the Gibson switch plug, and obviously the little quick connects. So that's really convenient. It does not have a ground port to the bridge, but I should be able to do that no problem. So let's see here. Let's see if I can do this without looking like an idiot. So, jack end. Nope. So I'm going to need to get out the big router and take down a lot of this here. So this might sit a little bit. That's that for now. Thanks for checking in again. All right, welcome back again. So I figure it's time to, since it'll only take a minute, I'm not ready to route this out yet, just get this ground port drilled. And eyeballing this. Goes just right about like that. Let me get a piece of tape on that. Nah, I think I'll be fine. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's get that hole started somehow. My ground wire is not handy. Just try a piece of solder. Should be able to see that hole, but I don't. Nope. See if we can clear that out a little more. It's not a reverse drill bit, is it? Nope. I have some of those, so I have to check. Not seeing that hole. Yep, there it is. Well, it's there. So I've got that hole going. Hey everyone, this is Mike Gnut back again. So I'm gonna do something now that I've been putting off for a long while with regard to a different project. That's a more serious guitar. So I've been putting off, probably for good reason. I just need to, you know, hone my skills, relearn what I've done before, and learn some new things. So this is my test bed, my practice. And what's going on here is, you know, this is a curved body, and hopefully you could see. The bottom of this is routed down deeply in the thicker part of the body and up to almost nothing here. And what I want to do is get that ramped down so that it picks up this lowest part and comes up to the highest part. Ideally, while still having a vertical cut. It's not that important in this guitar. If I could, you know, if I could get just the ramp, and if the router was at an angle, that would be fine in this. But it's something I want to know in case I feel I need it in the other guitar or any other project. So I've got a plan for that, and I'm getting set up right now with some wood, a saw, sandpaper, and gonna give this shot this ramp making endeavor my first shot, something I've never done before. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's what I'm gonna do next, and I'll see you on the porch. Okay, so I could have done this on the previous take, but I'm gonna go ahead and take some measurements. And so what I want to do is calculate this ramp. Again, it's not critical on this guitar, but it's going to be in the future, and I want to be able to do what I want to do and to have done it before, at least once, right? So let's see what we got here. Is this locked up? There we go. Okay. So 0. $60mm. And that's the highest point. Let's call that 52mm. And I already took a look at the plane that this goes, and it goes along that line, so matches up with the holes. And but let me get a measurement of the distance that I took those. That's going to be just kind of rough. I'm going to call that 87mm. And with a little math, I'll be able to figure out what that plane is. So it's going to be 8mm over a span of 87mm. So that looks like it's, I don't know, 1mm? I don't know. I'm not that good with math. Shouldn't do that here. But it's, no, it's definitely more than 1mm. I need degrees anyway, is what I need. So that's what I'll do. Take care. I'll be back. Hey everyone, it's Mike from Gnut here again. Thanks for coming back. So I'm gonna make my template / wedges or ramps so I can get that angled cut at the bottom of that cavity that I want. And again, this is practice for this one. I don't really need to do it on this one, but I want to be able to do it for another project and other projects going forward. So the plan is to cut out some render some strips that are angled at a total of 4.7 degrees. So but I'm going to want 2 at half that, so 2.35 degrees each, so that they wedge down and slide against each other, so that something can sit on top of the top piece and lay flat, so the router bit will be vertical even as it rides up and down the ramp. So I won't be digging into the side of the cavities. So that's the plan. And so I'm gonna cut this so it fits, so I have several pieces that I can sand against 11 by 9 inch sandpaper. So yeah, so I'm gonna measure this out so I can get a few out of this. I'm gonna need a few, and yeah, so that's what I'm up to, and I'll get back to you. Okay, we'll see how this goes. got this marked out. Got my old DeWalt circular saw, but with the old circular saw comes very old batteries. I never updated them. I've got 3 of them. Not sure if I'll even get through this strip. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that ain't happening. Okay, let's try number 2. Well, I got through. Not quite to the end, but so it's 11 inches this way. I need a bunch 9 inches that way. So I'm going to measure some up and get back to you. Okay, I've got it marked up. I'm going to just work these out now. Okay, so that is the culmination of about, I don't know, 10 months set, 9 months, something like that, of hemming and hawing about getting around to doing this. Where am I going to do it? What am I going to use? Are my batteries going to live through it? all kinds of excuses. This is what I've needed for a long time. Also thinking about, you still there? Yeah, so I guess I lost my front screen. So, yeah, like I was saying, just been waiting a long time to do this, coming up with all kinds of excuses and actually thinking about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and sit on something long enough, and the one plan that sits at the top of your mind tends to be the one you go with, I think. I mean, that's the way I work. And this is doing what I'm doing here is the one plan that I've had that just hasn't gone away. So I'm on it, Next thing is to set up for sanding, and I'll do that tomorrow, and probably the next video. Take care.